What up? What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Old IJ. This is the Mo You Know, the Daily Diddy, or is it Diddy Day 9? We don't have any intro today. I got roughly about an hour before I got to get on the road, waiting on my dog Trill to pull up. So we're going to jump right into it. George is on the stand at the moment. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Kid Cudi is taking the stand. And we're going to see where it goes from here. Now, I'm not sure how much detail and how in depth he's going to go about his car being exploded or hit by a Molotov, however you want to put it. But hey, I said we're gonna do what we gotta do to get Kid Cudi up here. The prosecution is still talking to George. He's testifying about a few things he's seen while he was on a private jet, why he actually left Bad Boy Records as the assistant to Diddy. And we'll carry on from there. And we'll see what we got from there. Moochie, I hit you back on Instagram. I didn't see your message. You know, I was on here the whole time. Hey, next week we're gonna do something, or we might do like a recap or something on Sunday if you want to do that. Um, Also, can you guys see the chat on the screen? I turned on the show comments on here. Can you guys see that on the screen, or is it just me that can see it? What up, Lily? What up, Cecilia? Oh, y'all can see it. All right, okay. Shout out to StreamYard. They trying to update game a little bit. We did see Kid Cudi. They did show him walking in. He had a cigarette. And you know one thing about a person with a cigarette. If you see a person with a cigarette in or around a police station, in or around a courthouse, they about to tell everything. They about to tell every single thing they know. So this is going to tie into arson and probably intimidation also. But let's get started. Let's get some motivation because I ain't got that proper energy right now.
Cassie, come on.
What's up, BT? What?
All right, now we're gonna do a little catch up with George.
Cassie, come on.
What's up, BT?
What?
What?
No, that's a classic, man. Shout out to Cassie, man.
Make some noise.
Y'all go run them numbers up. All right. We'll probably jump back to inner city press. We'll just read everything that happened so far through CNN. So he's already up under cross examination. Remember, George does have immunity. All right. George said he once witnessed Combs be violent to Cassie while on a private jet. George, former assistant to Diddy, said he witnessed Diddy being violent towards Cassie in the late 2015. This is around the same time they got new security. He testified he heard glass break. He looked back. What's that? And he saw Combs standing over Cassie, who was lying on the floor on her back with her legs extended. No, 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 as if she was trying to create space between the two of them. Combs was holding up a whiskey rocks glass in his hand, George said. I got a couple whiskey glasses in the kitchen. There was a tremendous commotion and stumble, and then the glass crashed. Psh, broken glass. He said he looked away a few seconds. Then a few seconds later, he heard Cassie scream, "Isn't anybody seeing this?" George said Combs later went to a different area of the plane and told Ventura to say it in the back. Some of Combs' other staff members, including security and management, were on the plane, but nobody went to check on Cassie, George testified. George also said he didn't call the police about the incident. Well, we were about 30,000 feet in the air. Probably couldn't notify the police, but I guess Diddy told her to go in the back and say it again. So nobody witnessed anything. Also, his immunity, they told him this morning, George testifies under immunity order. Comey told George, a former executive assistant to Diddy, who was subpoenaed to testify in a trial yesterday, is testifying under immunity. They also told him George that he could still be prosecuted for perjury if he lies on the stand. So he's telling everything he knows. He also saw Cassie with injuries at Diddy's house. After testifying about an occasion in which he says he saw Diddy be violent to Cassie in late 2015 on the private jet, George also talked about another time in which he says he saw Cassie with visible injuries at Diddy's house. Combs and George, Combs called George over an intercom system to meet him in the master bedroom. George, paging George. Where's my assistant, George? Come to the master bedroom. Come to the master bedroom. George, the assistant, master bedroom now. So Diddy called George over the intercom system to meet him in the master bathroom. Scratch that, come in the bedroom and go into the bathroom. The bathroom. Where he directed George to pick up the over the counter products, like witch hazel, George said. And then he said he realized the products would make a anti-swelling agent. To get Diddy, he passed Cassie, who was crying on the bed with her head in her hands. She had visibly bruising on her face, George said. He added, he didn't stop to talk to her or check on her. He left the house to get some items for Diddy that was requested at a nearby pharmacy, paying for them with the Combs Enterprises company credit card. So the drugs that they were buying, the prescription pills that they were buying over the counter, were bought by Combs Enterprise. So there we go. We got a connection to the enterprises buying things and furtherance of the organization. What up, Marquita? Let me see. We got to catch up. All right. George also says, all right, he's seen injuries. George said he left Diddy's employment due to discomfort with observed physical behavior. Ex-assistant testifies. George also said the central reason why I left my job with Diddy was that I was not comfortable or aligned with the physical behavior that had been going on, that I had seen pieces of over a course, that I've seen pieces over a course of a couple months. Kaplan then said he didn't want a party, didn't want to be a party to fixing those type of things. He said, it's extremely challenging because I was obviously extremely grateful to be in the role and to have a great deal of respect for Diddy. But in my heart of hearts, I knew it was the right thing to do the right thing. George also says Diddy once threw apples at his other girlfriend. So George, the former assistant, testified he once saw Diddy throw a number of decorative or real green apples at another girlfriend. Well, we know that Diddy has temper tantrums. We know that Diddy was throwing stuff in the hotel lobby. So we do know that he's throwing things. Also, we know he threw something past somebody's face. I think it was Kerry Morgan threw something and it hit the wall. So we know that Diddy throws things. The incident happened in late 2015 at the Miami Beach home. This is where they found the marijuana, the meth, and the MDMA, and the two guns. Diddy was also very angry, and he was throwing apples hard. She was trying to shield herself with her arms as she moved away from Combs. George testified that he did not intervene. He said he was a young kid really trying to make it in the entertainment industry. This was essentially my first professional endeavor. And I actually thought for a second this might be normal, he testified. Well, again, you know my stance. Um, I'm not getting whooped on for somebody else. So, hey, Diddy chill. But then if he starts throwing apples at me, then what? You know what I mean? Now I'm in the middle of something when all I'm here is to do my job and go home. I'm not here to be morality police. Now, I would definitely say, hey, man, hey, chill, Diddy. But then if I lose my job, is she going to compensate me? Where am I going to get the money to pay my rent? Because George is making $125,000. So if George was to step in, security may have did something. They may have physically harmed him. We know what Diddy's capable of behind the scenes. So the best thing to do in this is stay out of that bullshit. I'm just going to be honest. We know he had a hammer. So I'm not like knowing what we know now. Everything I've been telling y'all why I wouldn't step in, it makes a lot of sense. Kid Cudi's testifying today because allegedly his car got blown up. They grabbed guns to go look for Suge. You think I'm stepping in and breaking that up? I gotta go home. You think my family want to have Thanksgiving without me? You think my family want to send Christmas cards to everyone but me? Hell no. My family love me just as much as your family loves yours. So just like I quit my job, you need to get away from this situation. That's how I look at it. But again, I'm not defending Diddy. I'm just saying that's my thought process. I'm not getting hurt for somebody else unless it's a family member. Y'all can call it what y'all want, hoe ass nigga, soft ass nigga. Call me what you want. But make sure you say that that boy Mo is alive at the end of it. All right. George also testified his employment after the incident cited he left employment after the incidents because of his father's illness as one of the reasons also. George, a former executive assistant to Diddy, said he gave notice when he was leaving in September of 2015, and he finally left in December of 2015 because he was training. He said he would train somebody else. Plus, he wanted to get that money. You want to make sure you got that money for Christmas time. George said he spoke with Christina Courtroom, who is the one that runs the day-to-day operation, the chief of staff, after the apple throwing incident, and also told her about the private jet incident involving Cassie. She was sad and disappointed. He said he told Corum that he was going to have the last straw. No, that this was going to be the last straw for me, and I was going to see my way out of this role over a period of time. George told Diddy that he was leaving because his dad was sick, and Diddy said extremely gracious. He said he last saw Diddy before the pandemic. Um, George kept in touch, he said, because I liked Diddy and wanted to continue having a relationship with him. All right, he's testifying under cross. Mm. Miles says sound like small D energy. Hey, Miles, if that's what it sounds like, then it's the smallest D. You know what I mean? But guess what? Guess what? I ain't here to impress you. I ain't here to impress you. You can say I got the smallest D in the world, but guess what? I'm alive. Guess what? I'm alive. Guess what? Some ladies don't complain about that small D. Some of them may say, Mo, you got a small D, but some of them say it was all right. All right is better than terrible. All right is better than bad. All right is better than horrible. At least I tried. I tried. It could be small D energy. You go ahead and take your big D energy and take your endowment over to a Diddy party and see what that big D energy will get you. See, little D, we don't get involved in this. You big D energy, that's what Cat Williams was talking about. You big D deviant, deviants. That's what that's what Cat Williams was talking about. You big D deviants. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I'm alive. And I had it made $100,000. um Combs staff, not the mogul himself, kept track of the purchases. George said that, well, this is him on the cross now. So Mark asked George about how the expenses for Diddy were handled. He previously testified that he paid for things for Combs or anything work related with the corporate credit card. George also said Diddy never personally paid for something in the moment. Usually an assistant, then the chief of staff, Christina Corum, would hold Combs' wallet, which he held just a credit card and a license. Diddy travel and excursion were always handled by employees, not Diddy. So this is showing that his enterprise is booking everything per his orders because they can't do anything without the say so from Diddy. Mark also asked George, was there any reason to think he's keeping track of baby oil purchases? Definitely not, George said. His world was the size of Earth, explaining that his boss was dealing at an all-time high level with business situations around the world. Diddy had employees who dealt with the finer details of the finances and ensured that Diddy had whatever he wanted. So Diddy didn't pay for anything. Well, as far as the escorts, he didn't pay for anything. But everybody else, they handled the day-to-day operation. They handled the finances per Diddy's wanting. To think we all knew where some of these things were coming from is unrealistic. To think he knew. What up, Jinx? No, I don't think they was. I don't think Bobby Brown and Whitney ain't have nothing on these two. Bobby Brown and Whitney, For all we know was, there was some drug endeavors, but we don't know nothing about foot to butt or belt to ass. Um, George does not remember seeing injuries on Cassie after the airplane incident. Mark returned to the incident that George, a former assistant, was talking about that he witnessed on the plane. George said that he saw Cassie in close proximity later that night, but did not remember seeing any injuries on him. George said that he did not recall any of the apples Diddy threw at Gina to actually hit her. So they were talking about Gina, the one who was the first person to come out and say that Diddy was punching, pulling her hair, and I think he kicked her in the stomach while she was pregnant, something along those lines. Um, George confirmed that Diddy yelled at him and threatened his job, but he never physically threatened him because Diddy wasn't putting his hand on men. He said he never heard Combs verbally threaten or harm Cassie. Let me just see something. Inner City Press. We'll continue on. So this is George, the former executive assistant. So he's right up under is Diddy, Christina Courtroom, and then it's George. The order of people running things for Diddy. All right, so they haven't. We're good. We're right behind where they're at. We're right behind where they're at, so we're good. All right, Kid Cudi's on the stand. Now, let me knock this out. Diddy's former assistant said he desperately didn't want to testify. George, a former assistant, desperately did not want to testify, but he was subpoenaed. He confirmed he doesn't have anything against Diddy. So everyone wondering, how is Diddy in a solo RICO? Well, it's either you're gonna be a part of the RICO or you're gonna testify. What you gonna do? George said he didn't want to testify. Cassie said she didn't want to testify. Um, Carrie said she didn't want to be there. So everyone's saying they didn't even want no parts of this. So for everyone saying, "Oh man, this is just a money grab," nobody wanted to be there. But when that federal subpoena drops, you better show up, or we're gonna be seeing you in jail for a little bit. So let's go ahead and get rid of that narrative. Everyone that's getting on the stand that was a witness, except for Don, they didn't want to testify. Didn't no one want to be a part of this crap? But Kid Cudi, he said, "I'll show up. I'll testify if you're really a new judge." All right, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Kid Cudi's coming on the stand now. We're gonna cut that for George, and George gave us some details. George filled us in about um, Bad Boy being the one that pays for everything. Diddy didn't keep track of it, but Christina held on to the wallet that had either money or it had the card and his driver's license in it, and then everyone else would buy whatever Diddy wanted. So that's that intimidation factor. We heard George also say, "I wasn't stepping in. I'm new in the entertainment business. I thought that's just how it was. Motherfuckers wilding out." But he ended up quitting. He said he couldn't deal with that. He's seen enough. He got the hell up out of there. Oh man. So we got Kid Cudi in the building. This is what we all been waiting on. Um, we'll just finish this up. So George maintains respect for Diddy despite witnessing abuse. George, the former assistant, confirmed that he reached out to Diddy since he stopped working for him. He sent Diddy a text message in November of 2018 after Kim Porter, the mother of his children, passed, which in part he said, "Love you." I was heartbroken for him. After that, George said he reached out to Diddy again and invited him to his wedding. George is only George was inviting him to that wedding. He thought Diddy was going to bring him a gift. That's why I wouldn't have invited Diddy to my wedding. But then again, shit, if Diddy going to bring $10,000 gift, $25,000 gift, something like that, then all right, cool. I'm not against accepting it. You know what I mean? He ain't do nothing bad to me, so just don't think you coming over here starting a freak off at the after party. You know what I'm saying? The reception. Don't think you having a freak off after that. Another time he reached out to Diddy, inviting him to his wedding. He didn't hear back. George acknowledged that he still had respect for Diddy and testified in the trial, describing it as a complicated relationship. He also confirmed abuse he witnessed was offensive, saying it shook me tremendously. So that's George there. Now we got Kid Cudi. Again, I can only be on here for like an hour. My boy Trill will probably be here in probably like 45 minutes. So we'll probably get through Kid Cudi's testimony and we'll go from there. So go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got Kid Cudi on the way to the stand. Let's get us some motivation in here.
Cassie, come on.
What's up, BT?
Work.
What?
All right, we ready. We good. We good. Hey, be honest. Say you witnessed all of that and you were working for Diddy and you quit. Would you be okay with Diddy giving you and your significant other a $20,000 wedding gift? Yes or no? And be honest. Be honest. Diddy didn't do anything to you, but you witnessed these things and he came to your wedding. Would you accept his $20,000 gift? Or would you be the morality police and turn that $20,000 gift down? You already know I'm accepting that $20,000 gift. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm taking the $20,000 gift. He ain't do nothing to me. All right, here we go. So we got Kid Cudi on the stand. See if Inner City Press gave us an update. All right. Kid Cudi takes a stand. Kid Cudi says he knew Cassie and Diddy had some problems when he first started dating her. Kid Cudi described himself as an actor and musician. When asked, identified Cassie in the photo. He said they were friends and briefly dated. He said they met around 2008 and dated around 2011. When Cudi and Cassie first started dating, he said he understood that she and Sean had some problems and they weren't dating anymore. So in December of 2011, did law enforcement respond to your home? Kid Cudi says, yes, I had a break-in. Cassie called me at 5:30 or maybe 6 a.m. She said Diddy had found out about us. She asked me to pick her up, so I did. State's attorney said, why? Cudi said, she was worried. What was her demeanor? Cudi said, very stressed and worried. Day and night. Where did you go? We went to, you heard of a place called the Sunset Marquise? Day and night. Why'd you go there? Oh, I thought it was a safe spot. I thought it was off the radar. The Sunset Marquise. You know what we got to do? We got to find the Sunset Marquise. $359 a night. Oh, that ain't nothing. This is back when Kid Cudi was popping. Oh, I can get $67 off over here. Oh, and look what's right down the street. Mel's Drive-In Diner. I wonder if this might be the one they went to, the one off of Sunset. So Mel's Drive-In Diner, if that's the one that Diddy went to go look for, if this is the one Diddy went to go look for Suge Knight at, this isn't low key over here. This is out in the middle. It's a 4-star hotel. I'll be the one to determine if it's a 4-star or not. Let me see what this thing look like. All right. Who else did you speak with? Cudi said, I spoke with Capricorn Clark. She sounded near tears. What did she say? That Diddy in the car near my house? Brian Steele, objection, Your Honor. Overruled. Continue on. What you got to say, Mr. Kid Cudi? Go ahead and speak your mind. I was a fan of that song. So the judge want to hear all of this. The judge want to know everything that was going down. Judge ain't trying to hear that Brian Steele. So Brian Steele is going to be doing the cross on Kid Cudi. Oh, this is going to be a good one here. Let's see if Kid Cudi can withstand the wrath of Brian Steele. This is a 4-star hotel, and this is all you get? For $350, this is all you get? Man, they out their mind. You get a decent living room. Yeah, this ain't worth no. See, California just too. I had to get the hell out of there, man. I lived in the Bay for 3 years. Too expensive. This hotel right here, you can get this overseas for like $120 a night. $350. I guess it's low key though. So wait, are we about to align this that Diddy was outside the house when it happened? Because she's saying that Diddy is in the car near his house. So did someone hop out of Diddy's truck and then blow? If Capricorn Clark can say that Diddy was in the vehicle and they went to Cudi's house, if they got proof that somebody hopped out of a vehicle that Diddy was in and actually firebombed Kid Cudi's car, this dude's an idiot. But we knew that. It didn't take 9 days for us to know that. We knew that day one. So I wonder, was she in the vehicle though? All right. So the state's attorney said, you called Sean Combs? Kid Cudi said, I did. He said, I'm over here waiting. Oh man. So this must be the meeting. So they said, did you call Diddy? Kid Cudi said, I did. He said, I'm over here waiting for you, Playboy. So when you arrived, what did you look out? When you arrived, what did the outside look like? He said, pretty normal. He said, no, all right, hold on. Let me get this right. You called Diddy. He said, I did. He said, I'm headed over here waiting for you. So Diddy was already there waiting on Kid Cudi to show back up. So when you arrived, what did the outside look like? Cudi said, it was pretty normal. They said, was there any security cameras? Cudi said, yeah. But I found out they weren't working. Oh. But the security cameras had been moved. Did you move them? He said, no. What did you see inside your home? Gifts were open. Some stuff I got from Chanel and my dogs was locked up in the bathroom. Diddy then broke in this nigga's house and turned the security cameras. What this nigga Diddy on? This nigga broke in Kid Cudi house, turned the security cameras, locked the dogs in the bathroom, was going, ooh, this that brand new Chanel. I got to get Cassie one of these if I ever get her back. You know what? Fuck this nigga. I'm going to blow this nigga car up. Oh, man. And y'all want me to step in and stop Diddy from throwing apples at niggas? Y'all want me to step in and stop Diddy from getting on Cassie? Y'all want me to step in and stop Diddy from grabbing guns and going to get Suge Knight? And this is what this nigga's doing to celebrities? Man, I ain't no damn celebrity. What y'all want me to do? Why ain't nobody do nothing? This is why nobody did nothing. This nigga's in Kid Cudi house. Cudi called him, hey, hey, Mr. Combs. Diddy said, nah, Playboy, I'm at the house waiting on you. Where you at? He said, when I got there, it looked normal on the outside, but when I got, my security cameras weren't working. They were turned the other way. My dogs were locked up. Chanel bags were open. And people talking about why ain't nobody stopped nothing. Why ain't nobody do nothing? You know why ain't nobody do nothing? Just like on Boys in the Hood. Remember when Doughboy got slapped? What you slap me for? What you slap me for? And Ricky got to go on. Yeah, I'm over here trying to stop something Diddy that slapped me and broke in my house. And all y'all like, well, at least we safe. The hell with y'all. Cassie called King Cudi distressed after Combs discovered their relationship. So this is right before where we're at. You know, they got to summarize it for us. So Kid Cudi said December 2011, he received a call from Cassie around 6 a.m. She told him that Diddy found out that they were dating. Kid Cudi said he was confused when she said that because he didn't think they were still dating. She asked me to pick her up. She sounded really stressed over the phone, nervous, scared, so I went and picked her up. Okay, let's see. How do you usually leave your dogs? Cuddy said, I let them roam. How long had you had that dog? 3 years. What changes were behavior of your dog after the break-in? Jittery, on edge, all the time. I got back and called Sean again. I was looking for him. I wanted to fight him, you know. Did he answer? Cuddy said, yeah. He said, I'm on my way. I thought to myself, objection, Your Honor. The judge said, on what grounds, Brian? He said, non-responsive. Overruled. All right. The judge said, ask a new question. When you saw Cassie, how did she seem? Depressed. Did you see Cassie in Connecticut? Yes, she needed it. Oh, so Kid Cudi was a good sweetheart guy. Did he call you? He said, yes. He hit me a few times. Hit? Called. Yeah, he called me. Kid Cudi describes how Diddy's employees were on the the verge of tears as she told him that Diddy was at his house. Kid Cudi testified that after he picked up Cassie, December of 2011, they went to a nearby hotel, spoke on the phone with Capricorn Clark, one of Diddy's employees. Clark seemed very scared, sounded like she was on the verge of tears, Cudi said. Clark told the two that Combs and an associate were inside Kid Cudi's house, and she was in a car outside waiting on them. Kid Cudi testified she was forced to go along with them over there. On the way back to the house from the hotel, Kid Cudi said he called Diddy. When Kid Cudi asked Diddy if he was in the house, Combs said, "I just want to talk to you." Nigga, I don't want to talk to you. You done broke in my house. He said, "I'm on my way. I'll be right down." Kid Cudi said, "I'm over here waiting for you." So everybody all the celebrities, obviously, they live up in the hills and stuff. But he's talking about I'll be right down. Like he just live up on the master house and we all out in the back in the fucking guest house. He talking about I'll be right down. No, you won't be right down. Just talk to me over the phone. Y'all niggas was in my house, man. So now we got a breaking and entering. Goes along with the RICO. Let me guess. They just trying to bring down a black man. Let me guess. This is all a conspiracy to bring down a powerful, rich black man who we found out was actually in debt and who actually got dropped with his deal with Diageo because he was taking marketing money and spending it on his own personal freak offs and private yachts. Let me guess. This is just an innocent black man caught up in the system that wasn't built for us. Now, the system ain't built for us, but this is just a guy that can afford $1 million lawyers who thought he was untouchable for 30 years. Just getting caught up from some jealous ex who was broke. Oh, yeah, that's right. She was financially dependent on Diddy. The defense proved that for us. I don't know what the defense was trying to do there, but you're showing that Cassie needed Diddy. And now Cassie, when she's at her lowest, she called a good black man, Mr. Day and Night himself, Mr. Kid Cudi, Mr. Make It Happen. What did he do? Like any sucker would have done. Picked up Cassie and took her to the hotel. Made sure she was safe. Only to find out dealing with her, niggas is breaking in your shit. Niggas is coming down to your house, turning off your cameras. Niggas is coming. You know how disrespectful it is to go in somebody's house? But to go in the house and not steal anything, but just open up the gifts just to fuck with you, turn your cameras off, lock your dog up. He said his dog was scared after that. His dog, whenever the doorbell rings, his dog runs and hides up under the couch, I heard. Sometimes it even goes upstairs to the second floor and hides up under the bed in the guest room because it's the furthest room away from the front door. How is the dog feeling throughout all of this? Someone get Peter on the line. Someone get Peter on the line. What Diddy did to that dog is just downright wrong. He said the dog is jittery ever since that break-in. The dog never been locked in the bathroom before. The dog don't know what to do in there. The dog don't know how to use the toilet. The dog don't know how to run bath water. Why the dog in the bathroom? The dog was scared. The dog didn't know what to do. The dog was nervous. Cassie was nervous. Kid Cudi was nervous. Capricorn Clark was nervous. Everybody was nervous except for Diddy. Diddy probably put all kinds of Astroglide on the floor in there. That dog just in the bathroom trying to get his foot in. You know how that noise sound when the dogs they trying to run across the kitchen floor. The dog in the bathroom, it can't even get his foot in because the Astroglide is on too thick. Oh my goodness, the poor innocent dog. Diddy, damn it. Diddly, dog diddler. The items at Kid Cudi's home had been moved. He testified. Kid Cudi continued to describe his home in December 2011 after meeting Cassie at the hotel, and Cassie told him that Diddy found out that them two were dating. He said the outside of his house seemed pretty normal, but he later realized, hey, that security camera, what? It ain't facing the front door, it's facing the fence. The hell? He said outside looked normal, but then he realized that his security cameras had been moved, Kid Cudi testified. He had not moved them. Inside of his house, some of the gifts he bought for family members. I'd be mad as hell if the new Chanel was open. He said some of the gifts he got for his family, because remember, this December 2011, these celebrities, so they gifts are a little more expensive than ours. You know, our gifts are like a card that says Merry Christmas, and you just put your name up under it, and you might put like $1 in there. These gifts are different. These are tens of $1,000 gifts. But he later realized his security cameras had been moved. He said he did not move them. Inside the house, some of the gifts he bought for his family were open, and on the kitchen counter, he said his dog was locked in the bathroom crying, whimpering, trying to get out the bathroom. But he had not shut the door on the dog before he left, Kid Cudi testified. Kid Cudi also said he ignored the text messages from Diddy after the alleged break-in, because who would want to go toe-to-toe with a nigga that will break in your house, open up your gifts, wear them, and then leave them? Kid Cudi said he ignored the text from Diddy that he spent the holidays with Cassie at her family home in Connecticut because he had to get away. And Diddy texted him a couple of times while he was there. Kid Cudi said, the hell with that. He said, I guess he was in the dark about the things and wanted to talk. But at that point, post break-in, I did not want to talk. Kid Cudi testified, you broke in my house, nigga. You mess with my dog, nigga. I don't want to talk to you. So Kid Cudi's on the stand. And right now, Kid Cudi, because his dog is like a son to him. His dog is like a son to him. So right now, Kid Cudi got a vein going down. His neck is like this. I wanted to fight that nigga. I don't want to talk to you, nigga. You broke in my house. You opened up the Chanel. You put my dog in the bathroom. I want to fight, nigga. I don't want to talk. But you can't fight Diddy one-on-one. You heard Diddy slap the shit out of Drake. He slapped the fuck out of Drake and put him in ER. What you think he gonna do to Kid Cudi? Drake painted his fingernails. Kid Cudi painted his fingernails. Drake got the shit slapped out of him and went to the ER. Kid Cudi wore dresses. Do you know what a slap from Diddy would do to Kid Cudi? Might knock that nigga head off his shoulder. But in the heat of the moment, Kid Cudi wanted to fight Diddy, but it wasn't going to be a fair one-on-one like when Diddy slapped the shit out of Drake. Kid Cudi says he called the police after the break-in. Bring, bring, bring. Bring, bring, bring.
The FBI. Yeah, this the FBI.
Yeah, this Kid Cudi, a nigga broke in my house. I'm not sure who it was, but they opened up the new Chanel and did. Oh, they put the dog in the bathroom. That's the final line. That's where I gotta draw the line. So Kid Cudi said after he returned to his home, he called Diddy, asking him again, "Where you at, Diddy? Where you at? I want to fight you." Diddy said, "I'm on my way, playboy." He said, "I wanted to confront him. I wanted to fight him," Kid Cudi said. But then he decided to call the police because everything I just said was, am I really gonna be able to fight this? Like, you know, Cassie's there, so he's trying to act tough. Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's this nigga Diddy at? So he acting tough in front of Cassie. But then he seen Diddy, called him, and Diddy said, "I'm on my way, playboy. I'll be right down." That nigga said, "Wait a minute."
The FBI. Yeah, this the FBI.
Gonna. I'm gonna tell.
I got this, Cassie. This is what you should be doing. Yes, LAPD. Yeah, I had a break-in. I'm not sure who it was. No, I cannot testify about who it was, but there was a break-in, yes. New Chanel. My dog was locked up. I like to file a criminal report. Was anything stolen? No, it looks like they left everything here. So I don't want to press any charges. I want to get this clear. Could you just send two marked cars down here just for, just in case they try to come back? Man, that motherfucker heard that Diddy said he was on his way. That nigga went from I want to fight this nigga to calling the police. I want to fight this nigga to 911. And y'all be looking at me talking about Mo, step in when Diddy's throwing apples at motherfuckers. Mo, step in if Diddy's going at one of his assistants. Mo, step in and stop what Diddy got going on with Cassie. I got 3 security cameras here. Not gonna tell y'all where they are, but when I can see who you are when you come into my house. But If he's doing this to Kid Cudi, who lives in $1 million mansion, what you think he gonna do to me? And y'all be talking about why ain't nobody do nothing. So this nigga can come down to your house, whoop your ass, steal your shit, and then call you and say, I'm on my way, where you at? Yeah, okay. Everybody tough. Kid Cudi said, I called the police. Help! Police! Help! Kid Cudi said he decided to call the police after his adrenaline wore down. He recalled thinking at the time, I don't know who was with him. I don't know what his intentions are. Kid Cudi said he just filed a police report and went on about his way. The jury sees a photo of Kid Cudi's car after it was damaged in 2012. So this happened December of 11, December of 2011, January of 2012. So it's like maybe a week, 2 weeks later. Kid Cudi said his dog watcher called him from his home to tell him that his car was on fire. He said that his ex-girlfriend's sister's house. No, Diddy said he was at his ex-girlfriend's sister's house at the time, about 45 minutes away. His friend sent him a photo of the damaged car in the driveway before he got there. The jury is now reviewing the photos. On the witness stand, Kid Cudi described the photo as the damage of a Molotov cocktail in my Porsche. Damn. It looks like the top of my Porsche was cut open, and that's where the Molotov went in. So they didn't just launch it like a football. They went up there, got to cutting the rag top. Y'all remember I told you a story about my homeboy Jeff that I work with, the little white guy? And I told him there was a cat out there. He was nervous that he was going to get on his rag top on that Mustang. So they the damn car on fire. The dog watcher's like, oh shit. Now, not only is the dog traumatized from being locked in the bathroom, now the dog looking out the window. Now the dog that's seen the fire, it's pandemonium over there. We're worried about everyone on trial. No one's even talking about the dog. Did the dog ever go see a psychologist or anything? Kid Cudi says the Porsche damaged with a Molotov. It couldn't be salvaged. Cudi said the Porsche could not be salvaged at the time of the damage following the fire. He said that the law enforcement found a Molotov cocktail in the driver's seat, but once he arrived at his home, it was just kind of burnt up on the ground near the vehicle. When asked about his reaction, Kid Cudi deadpan responded, "What the fuck?" I just bought that motherfucker too. I had fucking appointment to get the 10 on that bitch. This motherfucker Cassie, bruh. Why she didn't tell me this nigga be tripping like that? She just said they had problems. The jury is on break. So we'll go back over to Inner City and we'll see what they got. Let's see. This Kenny Burns. All right. We usually leave your dog. I got back in and called. Okay, that's where we left off. Okay, the judge had asked a new question. Did you see? All right, did he call me? All right, here we go. So now this is him going back and forth talking about what happened with the car. So what did you say? I didn't want to talk to him. He broke into my house. He hurt my dog, man. Did you and Miss Ventura break up? Hell yeah, we did. What about your car? My dog's babysitter called me and told me my car was on fire. Where were you? I was at a relative of my ex-girlfriend. Where did you go? To my house. 8925 Hollywood Hills Road. Let's go see what Kid Cudi was living in. Let's show you 6 pictures. Do you recognize? He said, that's my Porsche. That's my Porsche. Cudi said, that's the damage to my Porsche from the Molotov, man. Who took those photos? Chip, a good friend and collaborator. What's depicted here? The hole they cut in my roof where they put the damn Molotov in there. What was your reaction to your car being set on fire? What the fuck? Objection, Your Honor. Overruled. Shut up over there, Brian. You're going to listen to this. You're going to listen to this because this is an arson charge here. We got breaking and entering. We got arson there. We're throwing up under the RICO. These are going to be new charges set in place. So then they go on break. What up, Detroit? All right. So they on break. And as of right now, we just found out that Diddy and an associate broke into Kid Cudi's house per Capricorn Clark. At first, we didn't know who it was, but Capricorn Clark was in the car. I'm going to say it's an SUV. Diddy and some other fool went inside the house, turned the cameras off, turned them away from the walls or from the entrance or whatever else they were looking at, went in the house, opened up Christmas gifts, put them on the kitchen counter to see what they had. I heard there was a brand new Chanel in there. Then they took the little mutt dog that he had, locked it in the bathroom. The dog is going crazy. Kid Cudi shows back up because Capricorn is crying and she's scared as hell. And Kid Cudi acting tough in front of Cassie. So you know how it is. Like, oh, man, I promise, man. Oh. So he acting tough in front of Cassie. He hasn't called the police at this time because, you know, we handling this in the street like men, like you're supposed to. Mano y mano. You do something to me, I got to do something to you. So he like, where Diddy at? He called Diddy. Diddy, what's up, man? Where you at? Diddy said, I'll be on the way down there. Once Diddy said that he was on the way down there, Kid Cudi went from day to night.
The FBI? Yeah, this the FBI.
Yeah, I like to file a police report. Someone broke up my house. Once Diddy said he was on the way, Kid Cudi realized that this might not be the fight for me. If Capricorn told me that him and someone else broke in, we all know Diddy got security. So this ain't gonna be no fair fight. You're gonna come down there, Playboy gonna have a damn toothpick in his mouth, may have some Astroglide. That's one of his special moves. He take the Astroglide or the baby oil, he squirt you in your eyes. So now you like my eyes, and then he start whooping on you. Or it could just be security hopping out and just slapping the shit out of you. And you ain't gonna do nothing unless you got that Thule on you. So Kid Cudi decides to call the police. He made the right decision. He didn't engage in this. But this could also be a reason why Kid Cudi didn't go too much further. Maybe Diddy was behind the scenes pulling strings, telling people not to collaborate with Kid Cudi. Even though Kid Cudi was with Kanye, it could still be, hey, don't work with him. I don't give a fuck if he is with Kanye. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff could have came up out of this. So then Kid Cudi ends up calling the police. This is December of 2011. Fast forward maybe a week, 2 weeks. We don't know what time it was, but I'm assuming it was around the week of Christmas because the gifts weren't opened at that point. So then about 2 to 3 weeks later into January, he's at an ex-girlfriend's family member house, gets a call from the dog sitter because he can't leave the dog at home by itself anymore. Last time he left the dog at home by itself, it was locked up in the bathroom crying. So the dog sitter is like, hey, yo, Cudi, where you at? Shit, I'm chilling with my ex-girlfriend's people. That's kind of weird. What you doing over there? Nothing, just hanging out. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I was calling you to tell you that your car is on fire. What do you mean my car is on fire? I know it's a Porsche. That motherfucker fire, ain't it? No. I'm telling you that the car is on fire. What you mean the car is on fire? Check your phone. I'm sending you some photos. Okay, hold on. Let me see. What the fuck? I'm on my way. Did you call the police? Yeah, I called them. I didn't know if you wanted me to or not, but I know you prone to calling the police. I heard about that incident that happened back in December. Hey, man, that shit was different, man. He may have had security with him, and it's just me. You think Cassie was going to help me? I don't know about all that, but yeah, pull on up. The fire department, they putting out the fire now. Then that Porsche looked bad too. You know, I always wanted to test drive that motherfucker. What you mean it looked bad? I ain't gonna lie to you. They cut a hole through the roof. Looked like they threw a whole Molotov in there. Like I'm talking about, It looked like a bottle of Ciroc with a rag in it. I can't really tell the insignia on the bottle, but I'm assuming it's probably like Ciroc. Cudi, you there? Cudi, you there? Hey, can you hear me? I'm coming through the hills. I'm losing reception. So Diddy broke in this nigga Kid Cudi's house, and that's where we at on break. All right. So let me see what we got going on. This is, but let me guess. They just trying to bring down a powerful black man. But nobody saying anything like, damn, Diddy was doing some fucked up shit. It's just, oh, they're trying to bring him down. Oh man, all right. This is wild. You know, you know me. I just gotta throw that out there. I'm not on Diddy's side. I'm not against Diddy or for Diddy. All I'm doing is reading you guys the evidence that has been presented to us. If he's found guilty, I don't care. If he's found innocent, I don't care. The first of the month is next week. My rent is due. But I'm here to entertain you guys, and I wanted to follow this. Yeah, man, it looks like Diddy was on some wild shit. Now we understand why they dropped that RICO on him. This nigga was moving like he was in the mob. I can only imagine the security hopping out. They all got on bad boy shirts. They all got on bad boy shirts. Surely he had insurance. I don't know, man. I don't know how that Porsche works. You might have, you know how them insurance companies are. They try to finagle you. Yeah, well, your car was caught on fire by somebody. It wasn't an accident. You know what I mean? Oh, we can't give you money for that Porsche. It's a high-end vehicle. Somebody cut your rag top up. Like, nah, that right there, you know what I mean? We can't, insurance ain't gonna cover that. Now, if it was a wreck or something, okay, we got you. You know what I mean? The insurance companies be trying to get over. But he did say the whole car wasn't salvageable. So what up, Ant? What up, Brillo? Yeah, so Diddy's wild, man. So he went to Kid Cudi house, broke in, and then 2 weeks later, the nigga came back and blew that motherfucker up. Prosecutors say the team is on track to call all of the witnesses they planned for today. Now, remember, there should be 5 witnesses today, excluding George. So it'd be 6 total with George, and then they got 5 witnesses. So Kid Cudi, they're probably gonna come back. They're gonna go ahead and do the cross. And we'll see. So now nothing happened to the dog besides them locking it up. I think the only thing the defense is going to do, because I don't know if Capricorn is going to testify, but the defense, I think the angle that they're going to have to take is, did your dog sitter see Diddy blow the car up? Did your dog sitter see anyone on the footage? And they're going to try to get the arson away from Diddy. But Capricorn said she was in the vehicle and seen Diddy and the associate go because she had to go. So as far as the breaking and entering, yeah, they'll probably get him on that. I mean, that's really just a small charge anyway, but especially out in California. But the arson, I think the defense, that's going to be their main thing. How do you know it was Diddy? And Kid Cudi going to say, I never said it was Diddy. So what would make you believe that it was Diddy? Nigga, I just said, I ain't say it was Diddy or I believed it was Diddy. I just said that shit happened. Now Brian still is going to be doing the cross, so this should be good. We should get some objections because Brian Steele is going to push the line, which I want to see. But all right, hey, for entertainment purposes only. All right, hopefully we can get through Kid Cudi. Like I said, again, I got to leave and probably like no later than an hour and a half because I got to get there. It's like an hour drive, so yeah. We'll probably get through Kid Cudi. A short break is ending. The break is ending. Kid Cudi's back. All right, so Kid Cudi's back. What up, Tamika? What up, Kendall? Hey, everybody put what up, Kendall? Put what up, Kendall in the chat for me. Yeah, she. Put what up, Kendall in the chat. Oh yeah, we got to look up Kid Cudi's address. How far did he live from this? So Kid Cudi lives roughly 20 minutes away from the hotel, the Sunset Marquise. What up, Miss Jalen? So he lives up here. How close is that to Diddy's house? Because remember, Diddy told him, I'll be down there. Oh yeah, we gotta look at Kid Cudi's house too. I wonder if Kid Cudi still lives here. Hopefully he ain't went broke. I ain't heard nothing about him going broke. $89.16. 89.20. So this is Cudi's house right here. I'm trying to get us down the driveway so we can see. So we can see what his driveway look like. Oh man, this is for all that money you be paying in California, and this is what it looked like up in the Hollywood Hills. Like, man, this shit look like some goddamn third world country. This is what Thailand looked like when I be going to Thailand. Look, like the bamboo little shit. So the car was over here in the driveway somewhere. Can we see cameras? Oh, no, that's just the electricity pole there. All right, so this is where Cudi was living at. Then we can't get an overview of this nigga house. See if we can see from the side angle over here. All right, so here's the back angle. Oh, there goes a security. So, well, that ain't a security camera. That's just a damn motion sensor. Hey, James, this shit look like Bangkok. Yeah, just look like Thailand over here, just with better cars. All right, so we can't see too much over here. We got motion sensors back here. I'm assuming that there was a down by the garage over here. There's probably a camera, and then when you go through this gate here, there's probably a camera at the entrance. Like right when you come through here. Oh, there's a camera. Is that the camera? Yeah, there go camera right here. Up here's the camera. So this camera was turned, and then probably the one down by like the garage is turned. And I assume he probably doesn't live here anymore, especially after Diddy came through and wet the whole block up. Hey, good shit, Terrence. He said Kid Cudi worth 16 M's. That's what's up. Kid Cudi out here getting it. All right, let's see if we got any. All right, jurors are back. Judge, will you finish with the witnesses of today? The state said yes. Though the cross of Mr. Kaplan was 3 times longer than we thought. The jury is entering. Shut that up. Was the damage on your car present before the call came from the dog sitter? No. Did you think it was an accidental or intentional? Intentional. Where did you last see Cassie? He said at the Soho house. I reached out to Mr. Combs and said, let's talk. This is getting out of hand. What was your reaction to the car being set on fire? I told you. Oh, what the fuck? So now what we're about to get into is the meeting. Remember they said they had a meeting where him and Diddy were face to face? And he said, Diddy, man, what's up with my car? And Diddy said, what car, nigga? He didn't say nigga. I got to throw that in. You got to throw, whenever you want to be disrespectful, or you want to assert dominance, you got to throw that nigga in there. White folk, y'all can't use this. Y'all can't use this, all right? Hey, Puff, man, what's up with my car? What car, nigga? You right, what car? I ain't even got a car. I rode a scooter over here. What you talking about? What you talking about? I got a bus pass anyway, nigga. Fuck that car. What car you talking about, Diddy? Why you even bringing up cars, Diddy? I ain't talking cars. Why you talking cars? I ain't talking cars. Who said something about cars? I ain't say nothing about cars. Who said something? Cassie, you said something about cars? Somebody in the chat must have said something about cars. I ain't say nothing about no cars. It was weird. Diddy being so calm. What did Cassie say? What? What did Cassie say? That we have fallen in love. Things happen. What did you say to Mr. Combs? I said, what about my car? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I walked away. Did you see Diddy later? He said a few years later at Soho House. He said, I'm sorry for all the bullshit. I was surprised. So I found peace with it. No further questions. Mr. Steele is up. So Diddy was going around apologizing? Look what we got, guys. Here go Kid Cudi's house. It's only a 2-bedroom, 3 baths. The hell? I'm trying to see if we can see the kitchen. Because he said the dog was locked in the bathroom. So I'm assuming the dog was downstairs. All right, we can't see the kitchen. Shit, in 2016, we could have all put 2015, we could all put our money together and got it for 1.3. So in 2011, Kid Cudi probably got this house for like 600,000, maybe 700,000. And this is right after the 2008, the financial crash. Yeah, he probably got this house. Kid Cudi probably got this for a good little, you know what I'm saying, a good little piece of change. Let me see what the taxes were paid on here, though. And taxes on this home is 20,000, 23, 23, 24,000 now. All right, that's decent. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's a nice. I'm not gonna say it's decent. That's nice, but for $2.2 million, I can go to Kansas City and buy up a whole block. It is a nice house, though. Not enough backyard for me. I'm gonna be buying a backyard. Look for it on Redfin. All right, I'm gonna look for it. Kid Cudi reached out to Diddy after the car fire. The last time he seen Cassie was at a private club a few days after his car was damaged. He reached out to Diddy after the fire and finally told him that we needed to talk. We've been wanting to. he had been wanting to talk to me. So after the fire, I was like, this is getting out of hand. I need to talk to him. Now Brian Steele is up here. Let's see what he got to say. All right, Brian Steele. I want to ask you some questions about your Porsche in 2022. Kid Cudi said it was a 2012. It was a two. Don't put me in no 2022. You trying to throw me off my game. It was a 2012 Porsche. Still said, I apologize. You get a call about damage to your vehicle. Any surveillance photos? He said, no. My dog's babysitter did send me pictures of the damage. Brian Steele says, the DNA taken. Are you aware it came back being a female? Objection, Your Honor. No foundation. Sustained. Brian Steele said, let me reword that. Do you know there were DNA results? The judge said, I'll allow that. Kid Cudi said, no. See, that, hey, what I tell you, the defense, the only thing they can really jump into is the car. You got to defend the car to get the arson off. You got to defend the car to get the arson off because we don't have any footage. So we can't definitively say that it was Diddy in them. Now, for the jury, they're going to assume that it was Diddy because of all of this. And then with the comments that he was saying. But Brian Steele, he's supposed to be the big dog. We're going to see. We're going to see. Because he's trying to get it off. Well, Diddy didn't do it. So you saying Diddy had female arsonists or whatever? All right. So we on the right page, Brian. I like that. I like that approach. Fuck it. Put it on somebody else. Remember, guys. Never accept blame. Always defer till you can't no more. Never tell on yourself. All right, so Kid Cudi didn't know that there were DNA results. After that, Brian Steele says, Miss Ventura told you it was over. Kid Cudi said, we just stopped talking. You told this honorable court and this jury that she played you. Kid Cudi said, yes, I did. Brian Steele said, she played you and you had no clue? No clue, Brian. Dog. It says, Kid Cudi described meeting Diddy. He said when he first walked into the meeting with Combs, he said Sean Combs was standing there staring out the window with his hands behind his back like a Marvel supervillain. So I'm going to show you what Diddy was doing. What's the problem, Playboy? Man, what's up with my car? What car? What you talking about? Kid Cudi's like, the Porsche that was in my driveway, Mr. Diddy. I don't know what you're talking about. Better get on out here, Playboy. It can get sticky. Better get on out here, Playboy. I ain't got time for that bullshit. You know where you at? It's my territory. I run all this right here. Get your bitch ass on somewhere. So Diddy sized this nigga Cudi up, and we already know that Combs. I mean, Diddy gonna call, not Diddy, Cudi gonna call the goddamn police. Kid Cudi say, you know what? You right. I'm out. I'm tripping. That's on me, big homie. That's on me, big homie. So they said Diddy was staring out the window with his hands behind his back like a super villain. He said they went on to discuss his relationship with Cassie. We discussed pretty much the whole story about how him and Cassie first started to date and how it ended. Nigga, I'm not talking to Diddy about how I got up in some draws. Nigga, fuck Diddy. Kid Cudi said he told Combs that he had taken Ventura's word when she told him that she and him were over. Yeah, well, they saying he's saying that Cassie played him. People talking about, yeah, Cassie did play you to make Diddy jealous, but she didn't know that Diddy was gonna take it this far. Nah, this is some wild shit here. This movie's gonna be nice. They better show this part too. Nah, this is too big for Tubi. This production is too big for Tubi. This got to be a Tyler Perry presents. Did he do it? BET Plus. Yeah, this got to be a Tyler Perry BET Plus. Yeah, that's what we need. Tyler Perry, we need this on BET Plus. All right, we ain't got no updates yet. Defense says DNA taken from Kid Cudi's damaged car belonging to a woman. On cross, Kid Cudi confirmed that the DNA was collected from his vehicle from the fire on the 2011. Was actually the damage in a 2012 fire because the robbery, the break-in was 2011. Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Kid Cudi if he is aware that the DNA results came back from a woman. Kid Cudi said he didn't hear any follow-up from the authorities after the results. That means Diddy probably got with the authorities like, hey man, don't tell him shit. Come on, Brian. What we got? Kid Cudi said they just stopped talking after him and Cassie relationship ended. On Cross, Kid Cudi testified that the relationship with Cassie ended. They just stopped talking after being in contact for almost every day for about a year. She played you, right? Kid Cudi said, yeah. Because she ended up getting right back with Diddy. I know that feeling. I know that feeling to be played, man. It hurts. It just breaks your heart, man. Tears you up on the inside. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Or as the man R. Kelly would say, when a woman's fed up, no matter how you play it, no, it ain't nothing you can do about it. It's like running out of love. No matter how you say no. All right. Brian Steele said, in 2011, you went on tour. Kid Cudi said, yes. Brian Steele said, 65 locations. You better believe it, big dog status. At that time, Diddy was an icon, fair to say. Yes. You and Miss Ventura had a sexual relationship. Objection, Your Honor. Sidebar. Sidebar. Hey, man, we're not here to talk about the sex between Cassie. You see what Brian Steele is trying to do? He's trying to dive into. I like his approach, but this ain't state court. They not gonna let you get. See what Brian Steele is trying to do is show everybody that, yeah, man, Cassie was just out here messing around doing all this wild shit. We've been talking about this since day one and day two. You can't embarrass the witness. No one cares if the witness is embarrassed. They're telling their side of the story. So you're trying to make it seem like Cass was out here having sex with everybody. We know she participated in free calls. We know for sure at least 13 niggas then got up in that. We know that already. We don't need to hear any of that. We're here to talk about this one specific thing, and that's this car and the break-in in the relationship between Kid Cudi and Diddy. So Brian's still trying to throw them little shots in there, but the judge is like, that's not what we're here for. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. Cudi was about to answer too. He said, Mr. Steele, can I? The judge said, nope, no, you can't do that. Do that on the redirect. So Brian Steele said, do you want to tell me something? Kid Cudi said, Diddy asked me about doing a song with Cassie in 2010. Brian Steele said, thank you. Nah, this isn't the $7 man. This is Brian Steele. This was Young Thug's lawyer. This is what Young Thug's lawyer who helped Young Thug beat the RICO, but Young Thug pled guilty to other shit. So we got to put those L's on Brian Steele. Yeah, we got to put those L's on Brian Steele. Hey, it's just how it is. If Brian Steele would have got Young Thug off, they'd have been saying he was the greatest lawyer ever. So those plea deals, you was his lawyer. He told you to do it. Y'all went through with it. So Young Thug got that 15 years of probation. Now I like Brian Steele. And we on the defensive side, and this is the same angle I wanted to keep focusing on the car. Try to get this shit as far away as you can from Diddy. That's what I was thinking for the defense. Boom, 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 boom. Try to get this as far away as possible. And Kid Cudi's trying to tie it up, talking about, no, see, I met Cassie through Diddy, which isn't a good thing to say because he was trying to make it seem like you and Cassie were just messing around behind Diddy's back. But the judge stopped that. But Kid Cudi got one quick on him, talking about, well, in 2010, Diddy called me and told me to work with Cassie. So if you're looking at how we came in contact with each other, it was through the diddler. It wasn't just me and her fucking around. Diddy is the one that linked us up. So if I'm the prosecution, did Diddy ever inform you about any freak offs? Did you know about any freak offs held by Mr. Sean Combs? Did he ever try to get you to participate? No, but this is good. This is what we've been waiting on. We want the entertainment. That's what we're here for. Again, we're not on either side. When we with the prosecution, I'm looking at it from that perspective. When we on the defense, I already told y'all what I was trying to angle at, and then Brian still jumped out there. Now, we don't have all the whole transcript of what's going on, so I'm pretty sure he has more stuff. So we're waiting on the update from CNN. Damn, I need to get some people to reenact this with me. Okay, so they just stopped talking. Hey, y'all think Cassie was playing Nah, Kid Cudi said, I'm taking the stand. Kid Cudi been trying to get that insurance. Kid Cudi been trying to get that insurance since 2012. You think he wasn't taking the stand? He called the insurance company, and now he about to sue the insurance because he was probably with Allstate at the time. He probably calling Allstate like, see, I told you someone did that to my car. I didn't do that on my own. Yeah. So now I got to sue it. He's still trying to get that insurance for that damn Porsche. They never paid him out because they said, nah, you did that. He's like, nah, see, I got the court documents. So that's what Kid Cudi came here for, his own enrichment. That's what I'm looking at it as. The Diddy calm demeanor was off-putting. Apologized years later for the past incidents, Kid Cudi said. I was upset to find that she kind of went back to him. When Cassie arrived at the meeting, she explained they fell in love and things just happened, he said. So she told him at the meeting. She told Kid Cudi at the meeting after Diddy blew this nigga's car up. This is why you can't do sucker shit. This is the prime example of why you can't do sucker shit and why I don't insert myself into domestic disputes. Kid Cudi went over there, saved this woman, took her back to a hotel, only to find out that her dude broke into his house, opened up gifts, terrorized his dog, and a couple weeks later gets his car blown up, all because he was fucking with Cassie, who didn't tell him that Diddy was beating the hell out of her and everyone else. He got his fucking car blown up. And then they have a meeting together and Diddy talking about what car. And Cassie sits there and looks you in your fucking face after you save this crying motherfucker from all of this shit and tell you, we fell in love. Man, it would have been some tables turned in there. We fell in love. We fell in love in a hopeless place. Not up in this motherfucker we did. We about to throw this motherfucker around. Cudi, we just fell in love. The nigga blew up my car, bitch. No disrespect, Cassie, but I'm just reenacting what Kid Cudi should have said. Now, you done did all this sucker shit for her to tell you, oh, I love that nigga. And that's why I don't get in domestic disputes. Because at the end of the day, you gonna be the only one hurt. And either she's still gonna be living and leave that nigga, or they gonna be back together. So I let the police deal with police shit. I deal with me shit. But man, you got your motherfucking mind. You up here at this meeting and she talking about we fell in love. Bitch, this nigga done blew my car up. What the fuck you talking about? We in some love. Well, y'all gonna love paying for this motherfucking car, I tell you that. Y'all gonna love motherfucking replacing that Chanel bag. The fuck you talking about? We fell in love. No disrespect, Cassie, but I had to get that point across. And that's just what a real nigga would have been thinking. When Kid Cudi asked Diddy about the car, he responded, I don't know what you talking about. Kid Cudi pulled his hand out for a handshake. And Combs asked him what was wrong. He said, wait, I thought we were cool, Kid Cudi recalled. He confirmed with Diddy that his word was that he didn't have anything to do with the damage of Kid Cudi's Porsche. Yeah, you probably didn't, but someone did. Kid Cudi and Diddy ran into each other again in Soho in 2015. Diddy, who was there with his daughter, pulled Kid Cudi aside and apologized. Man, I apologize for everything and all that BS. Kid Cudi testified he found peace with the situation. Kid Cudi says Cassie first spoke to him about the relationship with Diddy in 2010. During Cross, Kid Cudi said he wanted to clarify that he believed that Diddy asked him to do a song with Cassie in 2010 rather than 2011. The first time Cassie spoke to him about their relationship with Diddy was around 2010. That's when she was telling me they were having problems. Having problems? Hold on, my dog Trill here. All right, y'all. I'm about to finish this up here, and then we're gonna have to get on the road. But having problems and Diddy whooping your ass is not like, all right, there's having problems, money problems, or we just ain't getting along. There ain't love there. But a nigga whooping ass and money problems, this is an issue. You can fix a problem. The issue is gonna be hard to solve. What up, man?
What's up, bro?
This motherfucker Kid Cudi got played by Cassie. Man, so this nigga Diddy broken it. Cassie was crying.
Right.
Kid Cudi's stupid ass went and picked her up, took her to a hotel. They get a call from this lady named Capricorn. She like, hey, I'm in the truck with Diddy and them. They in your house. So Diddy and the nigga in the house. Diddy and the nigga, they in the house. They go over there. The cameras are turned off. They turned away. The gifts have been opened and they locked the dog in the car. Like 2 or 3 weeks later, this nigga car blows up. Then he ends up having a meeting with Cassie and Diddy at a restaurant. He said this nigga Diddy was looking like a Marvel superhero looking out the window with his hands behind his back when he went in there.
Facing the window?
Yeah, he was looking out the window. So then he went in there and Kid Cudi's like, hey man, what's up with my car? Diddy said, what car? I don't know what you're talking about.
How did he blow the car up? Like a car bomb or something?
Nah, they said they cut the nigga rag top and threw a Molotov in there. But they said it was girl DNA on it. So they did that. And then while they sitting in there, he's talking to Diddy like, what's up with my car? Diddy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He looked at Cassie. Cassie talking about, well, we fell in love. She got back with Diddy.
Oh, so
he did all that sucker shit.
He lost his fucking car.
He lost his car. Kid Cudi confirms there was no damage to his home after the break-in. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end it there. I mean, Kid Cudi paints his nail and wears fucking dresses. So what else could you expect from this nigga Kid Cudi? Like, if we just being honest, like Diddy only goes after weak targets. I mean, he went after Suge, but at that point, Suge didn't have any clout. But I do gotta get on the road. I just wanted to get on here and we're gonna talk about the Kid Cudi testimony. But 6 o'clock, yeah, I definitely got to get a skedaddle on. Once I get to the airport, if I got time, I'll do some updates with everything else. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a live tomorrow night, and I might do one once I get to the hotel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Remember, you can run, but you can't hide. I got to get on this road, man. Trilled and pulled up all extra late and shit. He over there signing the Death Row records.
Hey, man. Shit, I ain't get off till like 4:30.
Now, all right, y'all. We got Kid Cudi on the stand. We got us a little bit of action. But I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna try to do a live, and I'm gonna try to do Saturday. Well, it's gonna be early Saturday. No, it's gonna be early Friday morning for you guys. I'm gonna try to do a live stream from the Coliseum. I'll give you guys a heads up. Join the Discord, is pinned in the chat. Support the channel, Cash App pinned in the chat. I'm Mo.J. This is the Mo You Know. And remember, you can run, but you can't hide.
You can run, but you can't hide.